Now, would you like to be one of the 250 dreamers that already got money to fulfill their dream? Actually, there's a site now that it's on the internet, to help you get money for any kind of dream you have, mostly for nonprofit organizations or for small businesses. You want $1,000 or $100,000, and the site has been up just like a few weeks, months, or whatever it is. And as soon as it opened, at 250 people, getting money just right off the bat. So that's why this is an interesting site to take a look at. They also have for people now is that expertise. So after you get your money, gosh, okay, now I got all this money. How do I spend it? How do I get marketing help? How do I get legal help? How do I get accounting help? All this kind of stuff. So he's going to have as part of the site all this kind of help. That'll be available to you too. So it's something important. I mean, these sources of funding on the web are going to grow. They're going to grow for a long time coming because it's just the beginning. So watch this. Okay, well, Jason Graff, man, like 6-8 months ago, you started this great site called Crowdit.com. For people to go get free money on the internet. And you started day one with 250 projects. That wanted money, man. And it seems like you're really there for the little guy, as a small business or a nonprofit organization or something that wants to get capital start or grow or something like that. And you're the man, huh?
That's Crowded is the site. That's correct.
Crowded. But you have some interesting things. You're talking about like two categories of dreamers. That's someone like me looking for funds, and then the believers, someone that's going to invest, right, in somebody else, or not really invest. This is a reward site, right?
That's correct. But they're going to make they believe in the project.
Yeah.
They believe in the reward or incentive that they're going to get, and they're going to make a contribution.
Yeah. So what? Where do people find you? Just traffic over the internet, or how do you know you're there, or whatever? If you put in crowdfunding, you're going to find a lot of stuff, but people don't know crowdfunding.
Absolutely. So while we do a lot of PR, we travel around and speak a lot. We were in Success Magazine for our Route 66 project last month. So we're doing what we can to get our little piece of the action in this giant ocean.
All right. No, there's some big players in there. They've been there for a while, but those big guys just create bureaucracies that sound like the government after a while.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
And you guys are like flexible, but you're churning a lot of products out there. A lot of dreamers are finding money from you. And then you said you have a new thing called Suits. What is Suits? Are they question mark Suits or what?
Yeah. So getting capital for your startup is difficult. We understand that, but really the number one reason that a small business in the U.S. fails over 50% of the time is actually experience. Yeah. They don't have the experience they need to successfully run a company. So if we feel that you can get that experience on our site while raising capital, what better way to marry the two and get all the resources you need to be successful? So Suits are a user that they're experienced entrepreneurs, experienced professionals in their field, experts, if you will, and they're there to provide that mentorship, that guidance, and that experience that you need to, whether it be before you start, while you're crowdfunding, or afterwards, to make sure that you are successful and have the resources you need.
So as we're talking now, the Suits part is not up yet, but it will be soon.
Correct.
So when that's up, I could come to your site and say, God, I want to start a coffee shop here, and I need $50,000 or whatever, and I'm really not too sure, or whatever. That I could find help to think through that a little bit on your site with the Suits, right?
Absolutely. So. Maybe it's distribution or manufacturing you need help with. You would look for a manufacturing company. Maybe it's some legal questions or accounting questions. There's a lot of great business people out there that don't know the first thing about financials.
Right.
And maybe you need some help in that area. Bookkeepers, or maybe it's the design work or marketing.
I see. So you're going to have this network of people to help people with any kind of problem that comes up, and they're trying to just get on your site, or once they get the money, how do they spend it the proper way? Huh?
That's correct.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Now the rewards. You're a project-based site, but it doesn't. You keep all the money you get. You don't have to reach a quota, right, on your site.
That's correct. We encourage that.
Yeah.
And we want you to be responsible with the money you receive. You need to be able to fulfill the promises that you make, i.e., the rewards and incentives that you're offering. But and we reward you for reaching your goal.
I see. How do you reward me?
It's less expensive if you
I see.
take less from you if you reach your goal. But we understand that sometimes people fall short and can still utilize those funds in a responsible manner to help them move forward, and we want you to be able to do that.
I see. Well, what is this Route 66 thing that was in the papers and the magazines and everything that was on your site? What's that?
So Springfield is the birthplace. Springfield, Missouri.
Oh, is that where it starts?
Well, it starts in Chicago, but the birthplace of Route 66, the idea was from a gentleman here out of Springfield, Missouri.
I see.
He's the one that actually petitioned the state and got the road going. And because of that, we're creating a roadside park here in Springfield. The city is trying to create a roadside park along the original Route 66 corridor for people to be able to stop at and tour. And so the city decided to crowdfund portions of that park. And they just reached their goal of $15,000 on their first project.
Oh, really? So this is the city of Springfield that's doing it, or what?
That's correct.
So they're using the city is crowdfunding on your site to do the park. Wow! See, that's saving taxpayers money.
That's right. Exactly right.
Oh, that's terrific. Now, I used to hitchhike Route 66 all the time in college. I'm back in the 60s and hitchhiking.
They're recreating some old signs and some old titles that were along the route.
Wow. So the city. So not only nonprofit, I could be a city government and use this stuff.
Absolutely. We've had other cities reaching out to us because of this project. It was quite exciting.
So if I want a new park down here, instead of trying to go to the city council, I could go to you.
That's right. You got it a call. Yeah.
Right. And it's crowdit.com. Yeah, well, that's great because, there's always some old fart or something on the city council is against everything and whatever. You just get around them by getting money somewhere else.
Sure.
Well, that's wonderful. What other favorite stuff you got recently that you like?
We recently got a project, a gentleman that is building storm shelters after the big tornado in Joplin.
Yeah.
He's an engineer and an inventor, and he is. They're actually running his invention on the Discovery Channel right now.
Oh, wow!
In Canada currently, it will then air in the U.S. and other parts of the world, and so that's a pretty exciting project.
Wow! So you're going to be a hot site then. Everybody's. Well, so if you're looking for projects to invest in, crowdit.com is it? Or if you have an idea that you're looking for funding for, go to crowdit.com. And really, you're not going to put up any money to try it, right?
That's correct. No, it doesn't cost a dime, and nothing is owed until a contribution is received. Right. So, and only a fraction of that. So, nothing out of pocket to try and crowdfund. There's a resource library on our site that gives you access to links to tons of free information around business in general, and as well as some crowdfunding tips, 16 tips on doing a successful project. Are you a candidate for crowdfunding? All the sorts of things
wonderful.
To prepare.
Well, it sounds like, crowdfunding, not only, you can be a success there, but it sounds like a great place to fail, and that's what we need too.
Absolutely. No better place to fail.
Right, so it doesn't cost you an arm and a leg because, nobody knows the future. And that's what I'm trying to do is really encourage people to at least try stuff because here, they can come to your site, you have an idea, and who knows how good an idea is. Nobody can really judge, and your friends and relatives are sick of hearing about it. So see what the crowd thinks about it, right?
That's right. There's no better time in history to pursue your dreams. There's ways to get what you need to reach your dream, whatever that may be, especially now with crowdfunding. So and if it doesn't work the first time, try again.
Go back to the drawing board, just like Thomas Edison or anybody, you just keep picking yourself off the floor and going it again. I've written like 100 books and only 10 have made any money, So I know I'm wrong 90% of the time, and that's what life's about.
That's entrepreneurship. It's fine.
Right, exactly. Well, Jason, thanks for being there. Great site, Crowdit, CROWDIT.com, right?
That's right.
Take
Appreciate
care.
it.
All right. Okay, so now you have a place. Check it out. It doesn't cost money to do this thing, remember? You just think through your project, and the people there will help you put your project up on the site. And then you have to do your marketing, and they'll tell you what you have to done to do that. I mean, you just can't put it up there and people throw you money just by accident, you know. So you make it happen a little, and you search the web and use your lists or anything, or create new ones or whatever to try to get your idea off the ground. Because you can't get it out off the ground like this, man. Well, then maybe you think of a new idea.